Our first keynote speaker is Heidi Gómez, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Transportation Affairs at the U.S. Department of State. Ms. Gómez was appointed to her current position in July 2023. She is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service with 25 years of experience serving at U.S. embassies in Asia, Latin America, and Africa. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage.
Chairman Shukudi, thank you very much for your kind invitation to join you again in this important event sponsored by JITTI. Ambassador Yamada, Assistant Vice Minister Nakayama, Deputy Assistant Secretary Baraban, Senior Advisor Yap, distinguished panelists and guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of the U.S. Department of State, I want to thank you for your warm welcome. I also want to thank you for the kind words, as well as your prayers for those lives that were lost in the tragic accident we faced here in our city last year. I am, as many have noted, very delighted that this year's event coincides with Washington's peak cherry blossom season. Japan's gift over 100 years ago remains an enduring symbol of our friendship and shared cultural heritage. For over 7 decades, the U.S.-Japan alliance has stood as a pillar of peace, security, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific and beyond. Together, we are forging a global partnership adept at addressing the intricate and interconnected challenges of today and tomorrow, benefiting not only our two nations, but the entire world. As close economic partners, the United States and Japan are the largest sources of foreign direct investment in each other's countries, creating high-quality jobs and fostering economic growth. We are eager to realize the ambitious economic vision articulated by President Trump and Prime Minister Ishiba at the recent U.S.-Japan leaders meeting. During that meeting, our leaders committed to furthering business opportunities, strengthening our industrial bases, and leading the world in the development of critical technologies. Prime Minister Ishiba announced a bold vision to increase cumulative Japanese investment in the U.S. economy to over $1 trillion. A cornerstone of our economic cooperation is our bilateral aviation relationship, which facilitates trade, travel, tourism, and investment. International aviation policy transcends the aviation sector, serving broader bilateral interests. Enhanced air transport linkages, for example, stimulate the growth of other industries and enable the expansion of international business, which powers both of our economies. This macroeconomic growth fortifies our bilateral economic relationship and ultimately our security alliance. Air connectivity brings people, cultures, and businesses closer together. Just last month, I had the honor of leading the U.S. delegation to Tokyo to discuss strengthening our aviation partnership and exploring the further liberalization of Haneda Tokyo International Airport. I deeply appreciate the generous hospitality and exemplary leadership demonstrated by Vice Minister Nakayama and the entire Japanese delegation during those discussions. The future of aviation connectivity throughout the Indo-Pacific hinges on the robust partnership between the United States and Japan, as well as our collaboration through ASEAN and other fora. Japan is poised to play a pivotal role in the growth of aviation and the advancement of tourism in the Indo-Pacific region in the coming decade. This promising future is made possible by stakeholders like JITTI and the people in this room, and those who are viewing overseas, who are dedicated to exploring new avenues for expanding travel to, from, and beyond the region. Meanwhile, Southeast Asia's strategic location favorable demographics, and rapidly growing economies present immense commercial, trade, and investment opportunities for the United States. Our engagement with ASEAN enhances American prosperity by tapping into these opportunities and the region's tremendous economic growth potential. In fact, the United States exports nearly $160 billion in goods and services to ASEAN regionally. Annually, I should say. Air cargo plays a crucial role in transporting high-value and time-sensitive goods, such as intermediate goods and components, between the United States and ASEAN. This ensures that essential parts and materials reach manufacturers promptly, facilitating seamless production and supporting critical supply chains across various industries. All Cargo 7th Freedom traffic rights further improve air cargo services by increasing connectivity and flexibility, helping carriers reach new commercial markets. I'm proud to note that our air transport agreements with 7 ASEAN countries provide reciprocal 7th Freedom cargo rights, and we hope that others join in the future. In terms of international passenger travel, visitors from ASEAN add over $3.5 billion annually to the U.S. economy. The United States is committed to expanding air service to new countries, opening destinations for both goods and people. U.S. Open Skies policy also allows for open code sharing, leasing, and other commercial arrangements that enhance air carriers' operational flexibility. These opportunities benefit new entrants seeking to establish air services to new markets, including airlines throughout ASEAN and the broader Indo-Pacific region. Continued growth in regional air connectivity will bolster U.S., Japan, and ASEAN linkages while expanding opportunities for trade and investment. To promote enhanced air connectivity and facilitate increased passenger and cargo flights between, among, and beyond the United States and the Indo-Pacific, the United States welcomes more members from ASEAN and Pacific Island countries to become Open Skies partners through bilateral or existing multilateral air transportation agreements. Currently, the United States has modernized agreements with 6 out of the 10 ASEAN member states, and we are actively working with 2 additional partners to modernize existing agreements in line with U.S. Open Skies principles. Additionally, the United States has modernized agreements with 6 Pacific Island countries, and in fact, last August, we concluded a new bilateral Open Skies agreement with Fiji, which led to the immediate expansion of commercial relationships between U.S. airlines and Fiji Airways. In December, Fiji Airways commenced a nonstop flight to Dallas-Fort Worth, opening new tourism markets. These agreements facilitated increased trade and economic exchange throughout the region, bringing more business travelers, tourists, exchange students, and other visitors. They also bolster economic development, global supply chains, and investment by expanding opportunities for airlines, travel companies, and consumers across the region. We also advocate for increased international air connectivity to and from U.S. states and territories across the Pacific, including American Samoa, Guam, Hawaii, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Through our compacts of free association with Micronesia, the Marshall Islands, and Palau, the United States continues to support efforts to promote economic growth and commercial development while fostering technical collaboration to ensure aviation safety and security throughout the region. Last June, the United States hosted a 14-country Indo-Pacific delegation to showcase cutting-edge aviation security technologies and best practices. This event connected governments and business leaders to discuss innovations and opportunities to keep the skies safe and secure. Looking ahead, we are exploring regional cooperation in areas such as unmanned aircraft systems and commercial space. We look forward to working with Japan and our partners at events like these to expand air connectivity across the region, promote aviation safety and security agreements with our Indo-Pacific partners, and support resilience efforts critical to maintaining regional supply chains as well as commercial development. So once again, thank you, Chairman Shukuri, for hosting this symposium today. With your leadership and the dedication of the stakeholders gathered here, the future of aviation connectivity throughout the Indo-Pacific region is very bright. Thank you.